How does reinstatement impact the league, the new commissioner, and Pete Rose?
Reinstatement would impact the league in a positive way, in my opinion, because it would show that this new commissioner would be willing to actually sit down with these players and make an arbitrary decision. We all know that Pete Rose and Bud Selig have had kind of a tempered relationship over the past years. I think if Rob Manfred reinstates Pete Rose, I think that would go a long way in the public, because I do believe that the public wants Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. As far as the overall league, I think that would impact it in a positive way because of that, because of the fact that they can see that Major League Baseball is evolving. History might have been tainted, but it's not the end-all be-all. Every single generation has had a scandal, has had certain eras that we're not comfortable with, but guess what? That was the time period. We move on and we evolve. I think it'll go a long way in a good direction for Major League Baseball. I don't think that because they reinstate Pete Rose, it would make gambling a less of an offense, because of the fact that Pete Rose has been now out of baseball for 26 years now. So that is a pretty strong offense in my mind. Pete Rose is 73 years old. The last thing I want to have happen is they elect him into the Hall of Fame once he's passed. Time's passed away, and it's time to reinstate Pete Rose. It's got to be the 1970 All-Star game where he just leveled Ray Fosse. And Ted, I was talking to you earlier. That was in the 12th inning he did that. That says it all right there. This guy understands that these patrons pay a lot of money to come see these guys play the game. These guys, all these people that are watching, they're not making millions of dollars. They're spending their hard-earned money to come watch these guys play. And Pete Rose played hard every single day. It didn't matter if it was a day game in July or Game 7 of the World Series. Charlie Hustle was bringing it, and that's a Hall of Famer in my mind.
With all the steroid and PED issues lately in baseball, do you think it has lightened the stance on the Pete Rose gambling issue, or is cheating cheating?
I do think it's lightened the stance completely. I think the public is over it. They're over it. Give the public credit here. They understand that these athletes are human beings. Pete Rose has paid his debt. 26 years for gambling? I don't think cheating's cheating. Cheating's not a black or white issue. We can go back to the PED use. There was a lot of guys out there who were on PEDs for, let's say, 1 year. There's a lot of guys out there who are on PEDs for 8 years. Should those guys be viewed the same way? I don't think it's black or white here.
How do you respond to the people like Lenny Dykstra who say that he compromised the integrity of the game, and thanks to his lifetime ban, we all understand the consequences of gambling on baseball? Has his lifetime ban helped keep gambling out of baseball? Would reinstating him send the wrong message?
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I think Lenny Dykstra's opinion about Pete Rose shouldn't be back in the Hall of Fame because it would send a bad message. I do think it sounds like bitter grapes for Lenny Dykstra. We have to remember when these athletes comment on other athletes to take into account what their relationship was. I'm sure Lenny Dykstra didn't like Pete Rose as a player. Who knows what their personal relationship was like? But I don't think that Lenny Dykstra's opinion is really valid, because at the end of the day, this guy has been on the outskirts looking in for 26 years. Let's move on.
Do you think baseball can turn this into a positive story? How?
I think baseball, if you reinstate Pete Rose, it will only be a positive story. I think if you don't, you're going to go down the same track, the same path you've been going for the last 26 years with this guy. Reinstate him. Give him the opportunity to be on that ballot. He is one of the best hitters of all time, the leading hits leader. If you don't let Pete Rose become a Hall of Famer, Major League Baseball, you've now sequestered Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, all these guys. You potentially have the best hitter, the best power hitter, and the best pitcher in Major League Baseball not be a Hall of Famer. The public isn't stupid. Elect these guys and let them view these guys the way they want to. You can't control how people want to view these athletes. Everybody has their own opinions on these guys. Elect them and let the public think for themselves.